Okay, we're back now. I've also put a title. I don't know if anybody can see the title, but I put a title. There was a way that I could put a title, and I did that. Hi, Nidhi. Can you tell me if you can see the title? Hi, Kitchen and Other Stories. Let me know, guys, if there's a title that's mentioned anywhere. Hi, France. You're done with your meditation session, I can tell. No title. Oh, that's so weird. They asked me to put a title, and I put it. And I think Instagram is making some changes. I think that's what's happening. I don't know how to do this, but I think Instagram is still figuring it out itself. I am hoping that this time we can see Guruji. I mean, I can see Guruji. Apparently, you guys could see Guruji. I could see it when joining, but not now. Okay, thanks, France. Oh, it's at the top. It's visible. So it's so funny, right? What's visible to some and what's not visible to the others. Now I just pinned a comment. That's different. But I think Instagram has made all these changes and updates. And then what's happening? So let's see if Guruji can come, and if I can join him, we can do it, or this handling stress effectively is going to become a little stressful. Okay, that's fine. I think we've anyways now I've put it right now. Guruji is not joining, so he will join once. Now he will send a request to join. Okay, no problem, guys, no problem at all. I mean, these things actually generally don't faze me at all. I feel like, technology, COVID, politics, those are those things that we can't do anything about, right? Like they're external factors. We can't really let them get to us. Yes, for politics, we can vote. For COVID, we can look after ourselves. For technology, we can just make sure everything is updated and the internet connection is good. But even then, it's really not in our hands. I think there are better things to stress about, but, to each his own. Hi, Nutri Tales. And we are waiting for Guruji to come. Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is for us to be able to tune into understanding what we're feeling in terms of stress as well. I feel like a lot of people that I work with can't understand. I'm sure even I can't understand sometimes when I'm stressed. Okay. Let's hope. If you all can see him, guys, and I can't, you'll need to tell me. Connecting.
Ah,
Okay, now we can
okay.
see.
Hi.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. How are
Pranam,
you?
pranam. I'm
Pranam,
well. I'm
pranam,
well.
pranam. I
Instagram,
am
that's
sorry.
no,
I am
no problem.
sorry.
No problem at all, Guruji. It's not it's Instagram likes to play games, right? It's Wednesday morning. Instagram wants to have some fun. So that's what Instagram does.
Not only that, today I was handling 50% myself and 50% with extra support. I am a premature man. I must live in the forest.
Guruji, me too. Trust me, me too. I'm living in New York City, but that's where I belong in the jungle. So it's good. We are here now. This was not bad to be able to do this. So pranam, Guruji.
Pranam, pranam.
Yeah, for all those of you, I mentioned the yoga philosophy course, which I did. We did an introduction on Monday. The course is starting on Friday,
Ah,
and I so enjoyed the introduction, Guruji, because it did not. So we asked for a syllabus, and Krishnaji insisted we have a syllabus, and Guruji, like Guruji, always just listens to his intuition. And even though we have a rough syllabus, it was beautiful because Guruji is letting the energies just float between us listeners and him and giving us whatever we are ready to receive. And the course is starting on Friday officially. So if anybody who still wants to join, please reach out either to me or to Indimasi Village. And I had put it up in my stories, but I can still, if it's not there, you can't find the link, I will be happy to send it to you. So don't miss this opportunity. Recordings are
yeah.
available if you miss the live session.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Actually, we are not only helping ourselves. This is our social responsibility. First, learn to protect ourselves and be a sample or a model for others just to follow. And that will give a special care to us from our mother nature. So spread this word. Whoever is destined to be in association with this way of exchange of energy, spiritual fabric, everybody will come in track. So we'll keep trying. I appreciate your effort. I appreciate your enthusiasm. Yes.
Yes, Guruji, but I do believe that when the timing is right and the moment is right for the person, magically things just align and happen in the universe.
So
I
it will
believe
happen.
that. Yes,
Yes.
Guruji. So, Guruji,
So,
let's talk about the biggest modern day problem, which is stress.
yeah.
First, so Guruji, I know you spoke briefly about stress even in the introductory call, and that's where it occurred to me that this is something that we should take from a layman's perspective and say, first, Guruji, how would you define stress?
If I define stress, it will be very technical and philosophical.
Okay.
As you said, to understand a layman, I can give only some examples.
Analogies. We love your analogies.
Yes. You have a good computer, and the power supply is always disturbed. Then you have many things to be done through that machine. Your boss is calling, and friends are calling, and many requirements are there. Everything should be done through the machine. But the machine was not getting the power supply in proper way. It's like in Africa or in India. Always there will be power failure or fluctuations. So the function is not working. Then what kind of mentality or what kind of uneasiness will be developed in that machine and in your mind? That is stress.
So it's when the flow of energy is disturbed and distorted, and that state when there feels like things need to move and happen at a certain pace, but they're not happening. There feels like an overload at sometimes. There is confusion at
Yeah.
sometimes.
Then you cannot get the things done in time the way you have to. But you have confidence that you can do that. But you are forced to sit idle because of the interrupted power supply.
That is so true, Guruji, because you're right. That stress feels the sharpest when you feel that handicap of
Yes.
not being able to move things.
Yes.
Right.
And you are being blamed also because your close friend knew very well that Nidhi can get this thing done for me, but why it's not happening? And she's blaming you. And you are saying that I am sorry, I am sitting with this stupid machine. It's not giving me the result. What I will do? So you are screaming back. So like that, the whole life is being like a mess, a chaotic situation. This is what is called stress.
Very true, Guruji. Very true. And yet, our lives today, Guruji, as much as we try to simplify them, it's difficult for a lot of us to simplify them. Guruji, like I'll just use my example, right? Honestly, I'll use my example. I live here in New York. I don't have a lot of family. I have two children. I am working. There's self-development. The two children need to go to school. There is lockdown. The kids are at home. They need help with the homework. There's groceries. There's kitchen. And if at all there is a little bit of time to meet social life, have a social life and have community. But that's a lot of things already, Guruji.
Yeah.
Where is it? How does one evaluate his life first? Is that the first step, is to evaluate your life and see what is essential and what is not essential? What is the first step to dealing with this situation?
What we should do, we have to add this analogy little more. Then we will come to this question. What I said is, now the computer I said and the person as you are. But here, what is the computer? The computer is our mind. Our intellectual process is the computer. And the person who is sitting in front of the system is our own consciousness, the feeling of I, me, and mine, the ego. So I want to get things done through the mind machine. Then what is the power supply? power supply is the pranic flow, not only in the body, a cosmic power supply area. It's like because a power station, cosmic power station is there, which is providing us the energy flow.
Right.
But
Agreed.
because of our internal mismanagement, this power supply is not being received properly. That is why the mind machine is getting disturbed. Since the mind is disturbed, the soul, the feeling of I, is failing to get the things done. Once that failure comes, it is affecting the relationships. As you said, you as a mother, you have children, you have to do that thing, this thing, everything is being done through your internal management. So where the rectification should come first, the receiving energy from cosmos. Like as we discussed earlier, 9 planets are giving that magnetic energy to us.
Right.
That is called Navagraha.
Right.
Then beyond that, 27 stars are there.
Right.
27 stars, they are giving their energy supply like I cannot say it's a magnetic vibration, but it is a spiritually blended magnetic or electric vibration. But in yoga, specific word is there, prana, Vishwa prana,
Right.
cosmic energy. So
Absolutely.
we have to be in tune with that energy flow. Then we will get the proper uninterrupted energy flow, which will make the mind more clear, means clarity in thoughts. When
Absolutely.
mind get clarity, body will get the perfect balance. Once the system is in balance, it will get the things done without fail. This is what in a brief explanation, this is what stress and rectification of stress.
That was a great example, and I'm just going to quickly summarize it because a lot of new
Yeah,
people entered. And
yeah,
so, what Guruji explains stress as, right? Like, let us assume that there is a central power flow which is in the universe, which allows all those energies, and we borrow from that central power flow for our own local power supply.
true.
And when we overload our power supply and our communication with the main power supply is not enough. So externally we cannot borrow those, that power supply, there's fluctuation and our own energy supply is affected, then of
Yes,
course, not everything, your circuit is broken and you can't really get all of, you cannot bring power to all the tasks in your life. That's
true.
right. That's one thing Guruji said. And he said, so how are you going to do it? We are constantly saying, hey, with this limited power supply, let me bring more power to my life. But that's not possible. How can you have how can you have a broken circuit and still try to have optimum results?
Yes,
So instead, the focus on saying, how do I be more efficient today? How do I get more done? How do I get more done? Instead of that, we got to fix the bigger problem because the truth is, we do borrow from, and I know because I know for sure, I mean, Guruji is Guruji, but I have also definitely experienced it that we are actually borrowing our energy not from caffeine, not from anything else. The energy that we borrow and we carry, we actually can stay in that state from the cosmic energy around us, which gets very quickly distorted, which we borrow from the 9 planets and the whole electromagnetic field of the universe. And that supply gets distorted. And when that supply gets distorted, we cannot bring it into our world.
true.
But Guruji, so I want to talk about that and we'll talk about that in detail. But to start with, right, there might be a situation when you're taking a lot of that power supply and the circuit is not broken, but you have a lot of things in your life that you've undertaken. And I feel like sometimes, I know with me that becomes a problem, right? Even though it's pragnya pradha. My pragya is telling me, my wisdom is telling me that Nidhi, don't take on so many things. But sometimes I take on a lot of things. Do you think the more we do that practice, automatically we will minimize what we take, or should we first evaluate how much do we have in our life? How much have we signed up for? You think that's an important step, Guruji?
See, again, now we are trying to explain something which is beyond our mind. The cosmic energy, how the cosmic energy is being in tune with our individual energy. Mind never understand because it's already confused. The machine is, damaged. How we have to rectify the damage? We have to clean the energy receiving area. It's called marmas.
Okay.
Like suppose you need some 10 or 20 pieces of iron molecules, and the iron molecules are supplied to you. How you have to catch that iron molecule? You must have a magnet in your hand. So when the iron molecules start flying near to you, you have to throw your magnet, then it will be attracted. Instead of that magnet, you are holding a plastic. Will you get that energy? The iron molecule will be attracted? No. So here, instead of that plastic, we have to keep the magnet. There is the issue. The cosmic shower, Mother Nature is, pouring energy with the cosmic shower for everybody, for the plants, for the animals, for the birds. Everybody is getting their own, power supply. But here we are failing to receive adequate energy because of, in Sanskrit, it's called mala. Mala means toxin. So body and mind are toxified because of the extra or overloaded thoughts, informations. We are the whole human species, among all species, only human being is using the brain a lot, and they ignore the instinct. We always based on informations, what that person said, what I have seen, what I have smelled, what I have heard, so what I touched. So we a total dependence, or I can say over dependence on the intellect. Intellect is crowded. It's a noisy area now. So there we fail to take decisions. This is the issue. And that is confusing the mind. The mind machine is totally confused and it is heated. So what we should do, we have to get clarity. After getting the clarity, you try to ask this question, just now you asked. That question will not be in your mind after getting the clarity. So a confused person is asking a question due to the confusion. When the confusion is removed, the question will vanish. It's like, this is why we say in yoga, andhakara, ajnana andhakara. Andhakara means darkness. We are banging here and there because of the darkness. Light a lamp, then where the darkness will vanish. Now all are complaining about darkness. Oh, I cannot see this. So my vision is not correct. That's why I took a wrong decision. Oh, I heard this and I should not have been, I was not informed properly. It's because of that person. That person gave me a wrong information. That person gave only an information. Wrong or right, the clarification should come from our clear mind. So we perceived in a different way. The moment the internal, the perception changes, the external world will change. We think we can change the outer world. Impossible. Outer world cannot be changed unless we change our inner world.
Absolutely.
So asking these questions one by one means it is the source of ignorance. Spiritual darkness is there. From the darkness, questions are coming. If we try to give answer, it is not going to take us anywhere. What we should do? Understand the root cause. That is the ajnana andhakara, the darkness of ignorance. Light a lamp. How we can light a lamp? There, bring the mind back to our inner self, pratyahara. Withdrawal of mind from external objects and focus it. Wherever focus, when rays or energy is focused, that will start shining. When we get that light from within, these questions will vanish. Then we will get clarity. Till this moment, something was disturbing us. When we start practicing that enlightenment or empowering from within, When the lights start coming, our perception will change. Then our understanding will change. Activity will change. So now many activities are making us tired. 100 more activities you involve yourself, that will give you more energy. That is the difference between the material way of management and spiritual way of management. So how to tackle the stress? Just lighten from within.
So
Focus the
true.
mind. Yes, practice it and get clarity from within. Then the external world will change and we can take more actions. Karma yoga will start there. 101% assurance I can give you that 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more we can engage ourselves into our activities. But we will not feel the stress. How
Yes.
I am coming back to your, my daily assurance or requirement, 24 minutes minimum. Sit every day. Then that is the symbol we gave, as the advertisement, how to manage the stress. There was a
Yes.
balloon
Yes.
and was a needle.
Yes.
So balloon is our problem. Okay. Needle is our focused mind. Bring the mind into that one pointed needle. Prick it. This huge bubble, huge balloon, you can see it will be, breaking into pieces and vanishing into air. We can see that.
Guruji, very, very well said. And from whatever you're saying, what I'm understanding this as well is that the stress is not about the stuff that you need to get done. The stress is about the kind of distortion of energy and information we create in our brains and mind. We are constantly borrowing, using all our senses to engage in a world outside and then use all of that information to kind of really conduct our own lives. And this mismatch, it's like trying to talk in a now noisy room. It's like we're always trying to talk when loud music is playing. And that's the kind of action that we have, that we have all of this noise in our brain and we're trying to make a decision in that noise. And that's what causes this intense feeling. So what Guruji is saying, and kind of going back to that chitta vritti nirodha, that we don't, all of this kind of over dependence upon the noise and understanding the noise, we just need to kind of disconnect from it and find ourselves within and let that energy sharpen and become our source to guide us in our own life. And Guruji, it's so true what you said. I've seen in my own life, there will be many, many days that I will focus in alignment and I will take, and there's no tiredness, and I go on, and then suddenly when I reach a good place, I take on 35 more things, and I suddenly become like, I take all of, just get all of this extra information and go out and start doing all of this, and then it becomes heightened and it becomes the distortion of energy happens. So, that discipline, right? Guruji would say discipline is extremely important, required to maintain that sattva.
Yes, definitely. That is the energy. From as a continuation, I can extend some of my experience.
Yes, we would love to hear those, Guruji.
Around, I can say around 8-10 years ago, I thought I had established into meditation and I overcome my limitations. That was what I was thinking. And one day, one of my college friends came and started talking about his experiences in spiritual things and the political side. So we were meeting maybe around 22 years. There was a gap of 22 years. So I felt, I met one of my good friends. But the way he started explaining about his political attitude, and he was having a negative approach towards this spiritual side. And unfortunately, I was carried away with that situation. I got into an argument with him.
That's so cute, Guruji.
Then, after around 1 or 2 hours of strong arguments, I felt my BP was very
Oh
high,
no.
and I was feeling certain, like a burning sensation, and I felt I was really hating that person, though he was my college friend. I recognized it. So after he left, I was restless, I was stressed, and I felt nausea. Then around 2 3 hours, I waited. Then I sat in my meditation. Then I asked myself, what kind of spiritual stability you have achieved, Mr. Shiva? I was asking to myself. There I came to know, of course, things can happen. Then again, I verified what was happening. So the situation, that person was trying to push his ideas, and I took it as like a negative or an attack. Then I responded with the same vibration. Then that toxified my blood. That was the real cause of my uneasiness. Then I trained myself again. I meditated more and more. Recently, around 6 months ago, I met him. He was the same person like 10 years ago. And I was prepared. And I was having a self, like what I can say, information or a warning from my inner self. I was getting a warning that, yes, see now the same situation, how you see how you are going to handle it. The moment I looked at him, I told myself, this is a creation by Mother Nature. And he cannot change the way I like. He may be failing to understand my requirement. So I should be capable of forgiving him. Whatever may be his comments, I am going to forgive him in the name of my Mother Nature. That was my preparation. Then I looked at him, and he was trying to tell many things, and I was not taking it anything in my inner brain. In a peripheral way, I was just responding to him. Then what happened? Within 10 15 minutes, the conversation came to an end. I didn't have anything to speak to him, but he felt he won the game. Then he said, yes, Shiva, last time we were having, continuous argument, and we didn't reach anywhere. See, now you lost. I said, yes, thank you. Did you win? He said, yes, my attitude, my approach is correct. I said, thank you very much. I started learning to see happiness in his happiness. See, there I came to know where I was failing. If I want to see happiness, or if I want to make myself happy, I should learn to find happiness in others' happiness. This is what we should do. If you want to be loved, learn to live, love unconditionally. You should be able to give love. Then you will be loved. This is what I learned from my experience. Once I felt this, I told myself, yes, Shiva, now you are in the right track. Your practicing is done. So I could compare 10 years ago what kind of restlessness and agony I was having. But now, after this person, my friend, left, I asked myself, are you a winner or a loser? I told myself, yes, now I won the game. So all problems are hormones. Earlier, he could throw a lot of thoughts, and it was giving me like an activation inside, and it was producing a lot of adrenaline, and that made me furious. But second meeting, my pineal gland was so active because I wanted to see my friend's happiness. So I wish for his happiness. That indirectly made me happy. This only we can do. We should learn forgiveness. Unless we learn that, we will fail to make our life successful. We cannot change others, but we can influence. I am 100% sure my friend, after leaving me, he might have been thinking that Shiva might have done something wrong, or he might have applied some yogic technique, because from his face I could see he was so happy.
That's hilarious.
No.
So,
Again,
Guruji,
what I, yeah,
no, no,
tell
no.
me.
First, you finish, Guruji. I have a question. I'll ask you after you're done.
Yes. So anybody who wants to handle stress, we should protect ourselves by developing our immunity. How? The root cause of stress and stress related diseases is hatred. We hate people, but unknowingly we hate people because they do something for their benefit, but we perceive it as a wrong thing. The moment we analyze or we get conclude ourselves that yes, that is wrong, this is a deliberate, betrayal or attack or a stupid work, the conclusion comes. Based on that, our mind will process. You know very well, mind next moment, once, 1024 times in a second, our mind is transforming into matter, muscle. Then the matter is transforming back into mind. It's like oscillating from
Game.
one thing to the other end. So when mind transforms itself into matter, the memories in the mind, the imprints are there that will be planted, engraved in the matter. Once that hatred or anger is engraved in the matter, means cells, we have a proper, there is a harmony between the cells. They are really connected. The link between the cells is the love. We cannot explain what love is. It's a cosmic reality. So the all cells are having the cohesiveness because of the internal link. Sutre Manigna Chaiva. You can see in Gita. Cells are like pearls. They are linked with a sutra. Sutra means thread. That thread is that cosmic love. So these cells are loving each other. So when we produce a hatred and it is imprinted in this one, cells, they get confused. When they get confused, right? They started hating each other. They start
Repulsion.
separating each other.
Yeah.
Confusion aroused. When the confusion is there, then it will start damaging themselves. Old, it's like a system is affected by virus. There are many intricate functions within the system. So there are cells like guards, scavengers. Many things are there. Or information should be given carefully. If the confusion comes because of our hatred produced in our own mind, these cells got confused and the wrong informations will be spread and there will be a chaotic situation within the cell. That is what is called autoimmune disease.
Absolutely.
Then mind or body got affected, that will reflect in the mind because they are complementing each other. First mind got affected, it spoiled the body. Then body got more affected, then it was affecting the mind back. So like that, the destruction will grow like arithmetic progression. This is what is happening. So the root cause is the hatred. So we should learn how to love unconditionally. Through the mind, it is impossible. Whoever may be, we cannot love anybody through the medium of mind. Mind is a product of informations. Informations cannot be ultimately real. So we have to go beyond the mind, experience the energy beyond the mind, which we call God, the unconditional love. It should be evolved from within. To evolve, to make it evolve, only one method is available. Just focus the mind within through systematic pranayama. Once it is done, everything will be effective, and it will come into under our control. No need to depend on any information. It will happen. Like a lotus is there. You can read about a lotus and how it will open, and maybe you can watch in the TV how a lotus being opened. But the moment you come near the lotus and you observe it and you feel the fragrance and you witness how the petals are opening, and you will become one with that, there you will know what and how powerful a lotus is. Same way, in our mind, there are many centers as lotus. So focus the mind. The moment our focused mind falls into one nerve center, one marma, that lotus will open. Then you can experience the fragrance of cosmic love. Unless we experience that, all these things will be a verbal exercise. It cannot function for us. Yes.
No, great, Guruji. Great. Again, like Guruji's always told us, we're all made of the same ocean. We're all made from the same energy field. Our commands come from the same place. And right, all of that energy, how we interact with it becomes our matter. And when we have so much hatred and confusion, we kind of prevent the flow of energies. That natural flow of energy allows a cohesiveness to happen in our lives, which allows for this kind of light-hearted, unconditional love towards everybody and everything. Because it just allows us to understand that it's like we're all made from the same paintbrush. We're all just, different paintings, but it's the same colors. It's the same everything. And sometimes, like Guruji explained his interaction with his friend, while you're talking, Guruji, I can so relate to how we allow so much of the outside information we take in to distort our realities. But what Guruji is saying is that when you're learning to experience that inner reality and you start understanding that all of this outer reality is just like funny things that are happening outside, but this is really this alignment that you create inside you. It's that alignment which will allow the flow to happen the natural way. And we do more damage by distorting the energies than, to prevent that, we actually end up creating more damage, right? Because the kind of control we want to have on our lives and the people around us. Right, Guruji, I feel like that is the biggest,
True.
To me, I feel like that is the biggest problem when we try to have control over other people's minds versus understanding that their journey is their journey, right, Guruji? Even for my kids, I try to remind myself, right, where I say, okay,
There you are. Yes.
my responsibility is safety and structure as a mother, and everything else is their journey. Like you said with your friend, when somebody is not at the same point as you, if you're speaking English and they're speaking Hebrew, you can't communicate. And for our desire. So, Guruji, the one thing I wanted to ask you, it's a little off topic, and you tell me what your perspective is. So, when I interact with people who I feel they are not going to see my viewpoint, and my viewpoint may not be right, but it's what I see today. And what they see today is something completely different, right? For example, I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, so I have certain health understanding and belief from my vision. They may be seeing something else from their vision. And when I know that they are standing at a completely different point and I'm standing at a completely different point and we can't see the same thing,
True.
I generally avoid that conversation. And is that okay? Yes. Is that okay? Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. See, this is what our master said. Enjoy and explore the potential of our loneliness. All masters or spiritual leaders were enjoying their loneliness. But though they were living in deep forest or in the Himalayan caves, they were available for everybody. Their knowledge and their presence and their energy was available for everybody. So I personally experienced when I approached a real master, he was not very keen to get a disciple. You have to be there, wait patiently, and wait for the right moment when they are in a mood to talk. So real masters are like that because they are always enjoying their inner peace and loneliness. So sometimes they will speak. And if I say that I am not available there, I am not going to serve you, he will smile because his happiness lies within himself. He is not at all depending on the disciples. So that is what the first lesson I learned from my wandering period. Anybody, any master who was trying to get, like to get more disciples as a as a religious group or any whatever may be the label they want to gather people like flocks of sheep. No, the real masters were enjoying their loneliness. Anybody who's telling that, oh, I'm not going to be there, they are so happy. If somebody wants to get something from them, they should wait with proper patience and they should have a maturity to understand their teachings. Okay, so this is what I learned from our tradition. Learn to enjoy our seclusion, our loneliness. Then that loneliness will give us universal strength. When we get that universal strength, we can be available for anybody unconditionally. Now what is happening? We are little, smart. Internally, we want to be a bit smart. Oh, in the name of service, I do this. But I don't want anything. Externally, I'm saying that I'm doing a service. But definitely, if it is coming through the mind, we will,
There's
expect
ego.
something.
Yes.
Yes, either through a word. We used to say cash or kind. We need rewards. If it is coming through the mind, the service is given through the mind, definitely we are expecting a result. That is not nishkama karma. The action should be done through the dimension beyond the mind. For that, everybody must be having the power of meditation. This is what we should learn for ourselves. If majority of the society, major part of the society practice this technique and they are independent, they are not depending each other, then there will be a wonderful cooperation. Then if you feel that somebody is not matching with your mental vibration, then you can say, thank you very much. You are not available for that situation. That separation will not give you a lost feeling. For that, you have to be totally spiritually independent. One more thing, see, being like human beings, we all will have the dual thoughts in our mind. Just for example, I know I am developing every day when I sit for my meditation, I get some kind of different feeling. Powers are coming. I'm 100% sure and I'm enjoying that. That is what is making me totally independent. If, see, my children, I have 2 girls.
Oh, lovely. Wow, Guruji.
As a father, my breath is for them as a human being. But beyond that level, I have a spiritual existence. In that level, I am not attached with my children. If they one day they come and say that, Papa, enough, we want to be as free as possible. So now we are not coming to you anymore. If they say like that, I one day asked myself, what will be my approach? I got a clear answer. Thank you very much. Fly on your wings. That is the duty of a father. Because I enjoy my seclusion. The joy which is coming in my meditation when I feel that I am not this body. This body is only a temporary manifestation. Beyond that, I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. That is my enjoyment. So that feeling is making me comfortable to make me available for the kids for the time being. But if they want to go away from me, I don't have any loss feel. This is one personal experience. Second thing, when I get this special powers, sometimes I feel that, oh, this person, this political guy, leader, he is minting money by exploiting poor people. There are many projects in the name of scheduled caste and tribal guys, and they are stealing the money. It's quite obvious in all political sides. One day I felt, why can't I use my energy to no,
Stop.
destroy him? So, like we read in our scriptures, real spiritual masters curse people and punish them. The first thought was that. Then immediately I asked myself, hey, why should you try to punish that person? If you have the power to punish, to curse that person, why can't you give a wonderful energy to change his mental waves, the process of thoughts, and why can't you make him think in a right way? See, there I was really surprised with the things which are happening inside. First, as a first attempt, I got a tendency to destroy him because
Right.
he's wrong.
Right.
No, that is the limit of my attitude.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of cursing him, instead of destroying him, why can't I use the same energy to make him or give him a positive thought? If he is thinking positive, he cannot be a cruel man. So these are the hidden dangers within our inner mind. We may think, oh, I did many good things for this person, but he reacted in a different way. So this is not the right. No, we should try to learn or try to place ourselves in that position and try to think. Then many perceptions will change. As perceptions will change, our hormones will be producing in a different way. When hormones are under our positive side, because we are creating everything, then life will become each and every moment a festival. I used to say it's a festival ground. And that festival ground, our thoughts will destroy.
Very nicely said, Guruji. Absolutely brilliantly said. That one of the biggest takeaways from what Guruji explained right now to me was that the minute we start putting our mind, right? We start putting our mind, that sense of ego comes. The sense of ego comes, that separation happens. We are already not working in alignment. Working in alignment with the universe is knowing that all of this creation that you see through your eyes and senses, all is being fed from the same source. So if
Mm.
all is being fed from the same source, when you operate with this outer world, you operate from that feeling of that source of unity.
Yeah.
And one of the
Yeah.
examples Guruji had used in his earlier talks was that we all come from an ocean, and it's all ocean water. But let's
Yeah.
just say it's all different molds. Somebody has, a bucket and, tumbler and,
Yes.
just another mold. We're all different molds. When we start taking the mold to be who we are, rather than taking the ocean water to be who we are, that's the problem. We start thinking we are the mold. And when anybody is a different shape, we're like, oh my God, why are you different? You're not good. But when we remember that we're all coming from that same ocean water, and or any action that we do comes from that knowing of that unity, of that same place that we've come from, all of that is separate from ego, and it just works in alignment, allows for that energetic flow to happen through the universe. And I'm actually trying to imagine this in my life, and it's so right. But there is one problem, Guruji. There is one problem when you talk about loneliness, right? And that it's not, loneliness has become such a negative word for us in our generation, right, Guruji? The lonely is the scariest word. Nobody wants to be lonely. So it becomes scary. And yet Guruji says, embrace our loneliness. And yet there is dharmarth, kam, moksha, and everything
Yeah.
needs to be pursued. So there is, Guruji, there's this new word. I don't know if you have heard of it. Our generation uses it a lot. It's called FOMO. FOMO I had 1 second interruption. So the word FOMO is fear of missing out, right?
Oh, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
it's huge now. FOMO is a big word, Guruji. So, the fear is, right? I'll be very honest with you, Guruji. So Friday nights is a night when my children have babysitting and I'm free. And part of me inside my heart wants to, write and read my book. But then FOMO happens where I'm like, if I'm going to disconnect from the world, then one day I'm going to have nobody to be friends with and I'm going to be left alone. And, that feeling comes up, even though I know that I want to try and embrace my loneliness. And then I give myself all of these other excuses. Oh, no, you have to do everything dharma, kam, moksha. Everything is a part of life. And so there's, again, I allow that noise to take over. So,
Mhm.
how much dharma, how much earth, how much calm, how much moksha? That question comes. And I don't know if that's my excuse or if alignment with myself will, like you said, will tell me the answers. I don't know you tell me, Guruji.
Anyhow, I don't have an answer through my intellect,
Okay.
but I will give you one of my experiences. Being a healer, many people come to me because there is no medicine for many diseases like migraine, claustrophobia. People, claustrophobia,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
people
You
cannot,
feel suffocated. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they cannot enter in
yeah,
the lift
yeah,
or in the closed room,
yeah.
and they are coming to me. And I only teach them this breathing exercise because that is only an imagination. When they enter in a room, they
Mm,
think
mm,
they
mm, mm.
they think that, oh, something is going to happen. The moment that thought dominates, hormones will be produced. The moment hormones produced beyond their control, they get panicked. This is the symptom of that disease, which we label as claustrophobia. So I teach these people how to hold the breath. When they practice that, the hormonal changes will come under their control. Then, when they enter in a lift or a closed room, there will be a clarity in their mind. Yes, there is nothing to happen. So once they learn to, settle themselves, that excess hormone production will be in balance or managed. Then they come out of the claustrophobia. Now the problem you said is, what is it?
FOMO.
For,
Guruji, that was the best
for
answer. You gave it so spontaneously, and I understood what you were trying to say. Yes, FOMO.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah, yeah. That was
That's all.
lovely. Guys, everybody, this is such a great answer that, when you have anything external, you kind of forget where you are inside and you place yourself in that box. And in
That's
that,
right. Yes,
it's like, the person who has claustrophobia, if he forgets that he's in an elevator and he just focuses
yes,
on that, what is within, that story, I'm in the elevator and it's small and it's this, that story is disconnected. So how every time we tell ourselves a story, even FOMO is a story. FOMO is a
yes, of course.
story.
Sorry,
So,
yes,
so instead of connecting with the story, you connect with the self.
yes,
So basically, for
yeah.
any problem, don't connect with the story, connect with the self.
That is what our master said. Mind, mind is the slayer and the healer.
Yeah. So
So,
anytime you experience any imbalance, just just connecting back. Yeah. That makes such a big difference. And then the hormonal regulation will happen
yes,
naturally.
yes. And you can dictate your system to produce or stop. So that is the master control. So the moment we feel that, oh, I'm a little bit disturbed, shift that production. Then instead of producing adrenaline, produce some oxytocin. Then you're into a different mood.
So he's good. You make it sound so easy. You make it sound, and it's amazing. I'm sure it is with the practice. Guruji makes it sound like, okay, it's too hot in the room. Turn on the fan.
Yes, of course. Instead of blaming the hot hot temperature, find a remedy immediately.
I think, guys, for the biggest takeaway from everything that Guruji has said is that our this drama, internal drama, is the fluctuations of hormones. Through breath work and meditation, we can find a place within us of hormone regulation, of a place
Yes.
which feels regulated, and that's only possible through breath work and our
Yeah.
meditation. So to
True.
constantly know that the thermostat is in our hands, we have to
Yes.
learn to use that thermostat.
Yes.
Right, Guruji, and
Yeah.
always remind ourselves. I really like that, to always remind this is the hormonal going imbalance. It's getting hot inside, it's getting stuffy inside. Let's change up what we need to change.
Yes. Yeah.
That was one of the best conversations, Guruji. Could really relate to it. I really needed it. Guruji, is there anything else that you want to say as we end our session today?
Only the significance of daily sitting. That is what I have to keep on telling everybody. The scriptures, yoga text, religious books, scientific explanation, all these things will become insignificant when our inner book of knowledge is open. That book can be opened only through focused mind. That is why Master said, Manomayamidam Sarvam. Your mind is everything. So find the secret of your mind through proper pranayama, meditation. Then you are the source of all success, all achievements. Everything is simply bubbling from your own heart like a small lotus. Make it open, feel the fragrance, and be, ecstatic with that. That much only I have to tell everyone.
Absolutely, Guruji. I'm going to share the breath work for all of you who wanted the breath work.
Yeah,
I will share it on my stories so you can have it.
yeah,
And to listen to
yes,
more of Guruji, which we can do all day long. Again, the yoga philosophy course, if it's the right time for you, if you're feeling aligned, you're feeling interested, um, I will share the link on that again today as well.
please,
Yes.
yes.
Okay,
So we can
Guruji.
give the, like a,
Yeah.
magic key for solving all problems or opening all doors which are in need of our success. So we can do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, for today, remember to connect to the main power source and create alignment. And that's how you find your strength rather than trying to sort through the noise. Find alignment so you can get a better power supply. That's what I'm going to do into disconnecting from the story and connecting with the self. That's my homework for this week. Okay,
Right.
thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you so much. This was just unbelievable. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Namaste for all.
Namaste,
Thank you.
Guruji. Pranam.